Hello everyone, welcome back to Kirti Institute. In this video, I'm going to share my tips and strategies to solve reading part A of Occupational English test. This part is also known as expeditious part. Expeditious means something is done with speed and efficiency. Reading part A assesses your skimming and scanning ability. So first of all, we will see what is skimming and what is scanning. Skimming is just going through the text. You have a lot of information and you don't have time, which is very common with healthcare professionals. And so you just have to go through the text. Okay, there's nothing in your mind. You are just trying to go through the texts as soon as possible. So what you do, you just try to catch the eye-catching information and try to understand what the writer wants to convey. Right? And scanning means searching is there in your mind and you are trying to get the answer for that. You are trying to search for the specific information. For example, you don't have time to read a newspaper. So before going for a job, you just go through the newspaper, the headings and subheadings. That is skimming. But if your friend says that, have you heard about COVID-19 today? It's pandemic. So when you return from your work, you are trying to find out the condition COVID-19 in your newspaper. Okay, so COVID-19 is already there in your mind and you are trying to search where it is. So you're just rolling through your eyes and you're just trying to find out in the newspaper where it is. That is scanning. Okay, so for OET reading part A, how to skim and scan. So first of all, you have to do the skimming. You will be given 4 short texts. Okay, you will have 20 questions, that is matching the passage, short answer questions, and fill in the blanks. These are 3 types of questions in reading part A. You will be given 15 minutes and 20 questions, which sounds difficult, but with correct technique, it is one of the easiest parts of OET reading. So you will have to do skimming first. You have to skim all 4 texts. Okay, text A, B, C, and D. You will have to go through the headings, subheadings, any eye-catching information such as something is written in bold letters, something is in different fonts, okay, or different font size, something is highlighted, okay, by underlining the phrase or something. Okay, so if any eye-catching information is there, that you have to read. Along with that, you should also read the first sentence of each paragraph. That will be a topic sentence. So you are trying to find out the topic of each and every paragraph. Okay, so let us try to do it with the text itself. Here you can see there are 4 short texts, okay, in OET reading part A. This is part A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. Okay, so out of 4 texts, one will be the visual image. Here you can see there is a table. Okay, there can be graph, that there can be algorithm. Okay, anything. But whatever it is, you are just going to get the key features. Okay, so first of all, the heading is opioid dependence. Okay, so you can understand that all 4 texts are going to be on a single topic, that is opioid dependence. Then you should read the headings and subheadings. Okay, so here the heading of text A is identifying opioid dependence. Okay, so you should just read carefully with understanding. Okay, you are not going to read the whole text as you don't have that long time, but you are going to read and understand whatever you read. Okay, so first is identifying opioid dependence, then the International Classification of Disease 10th edition ICD-10 is a coding system. So I just want to know that what is this ICD-10. So if I will just go through the eye-catching information like ICD-10, WHO, here ICD-10, ICD-10, okay, below DSM-5, I will not be able to get any idea about the text. So along with that, I am reading the first sentence of each paragraph to know the topic. Okay, so here the International Classification of Disease 10th edition. So that is ICD-10 and it is a coding system. So I can understand that, okay, ICD-10 is a coding system. Right, so you can underline. Then the next paragraph here, WHO is there, so WHO is involved in ICD-10. That much is enough for me to understand at the moment. Then ICD-10 includes criteria to identify dependence. So here I can have further information about the criteria. Okay, so that also you can underline. Now here are some bullet points, and I want to know the topic of the bullet points. Before we make bullet points, we always write the heading. So I just want to know the heading so that I can understand that these bullet points represents what kind of information. Okay, so here I will read the sentence that is before the bullet points, and here I can read that 3 or more of the following features. So these all bullet points are again the features, right? Moving to the next paragraph, the last paragraph of the text is there are other definitions of opioid dependence. So this paragraph will have the information about the other definitions. All right, so this is how you will have to skim the paragraph. Now I will move towards the next text. Okay, text B. The heading of text B is why not just prescribed codeine or another opioid. Now again reading with the first sentence of each paragraph. Now that analgesics containing codeine are no longer available OTC. So this paragraph will say the information about the unavailability of over-the-counter medications. Here again the eye-catching information is GPs to explain. So GP is explaining the lack of evidence. That means the why this OTC is not available. Okay, now moving to the next paragraph, GP should explain that the risks associated with opioid include. So here GP is explaining the risks of opioid dependence. Okay, so you just have to keep underlining this all keywords, okay, on the paper-based test. Okay, you should also just keep going through the given information. Okay, here I can get something about the short-term use and about the long-term pain management. So this kind of information will help me later to get the right area of the information. The next paragraph says new trial. Okay, with here if you will read further, have shown that for acute pain, non-opioid combinations can be as effective as combination analgesics. So here they are talking something about the new trial, that is new experiments with the combination of the medications. Okay, again the pain resources are freely available here. Okay, so that will be your keyword for this last information. Okay, that you can underline. Now, after going through two texts, you have to revise, okay, what you have seen where. So in text A, identifying opioid dependence, it's a coding system. There are criteria, some features, and other definitions. In text B, they have said about unavailability of OTC and GP's explanation for the same. In the second paragraph, they said about the risks associated with opioid dependence, okay, short-term use and long-term use. In the next paragraph, they said something about the new trials with the combination of medications. Okay, and again, the last paragraph says something about the resources for pain management. Okay, freely available. Here we can see some websites. Now, move to the next text, and that is part C. Here you can see it's a table. What is the heading of the table? If there is suppose graph, you will have to see what is there on x-axis, what is there on y-axis, what information is represented like male or female, okay, or country information, what is the highest ratio, what is the lowest ratio, where two information is matching at one point. Okay, so you just try to identify the key features of the given diagram, text, or whatever it is. Okay, so here in text C, I can see that there is a table, right? So what is the table about? Okay, so it is comparison of medication approaches for short-term management of opioid withdrawal. So my keyword is the short-term management of opioid withdrawal, right? So you can just highlight this information. Okay, if you are appearing for the paper-based test, you can simply underline the given text. Okay, okay, I cannot highlight here, so I hope you will be able to still understand. Okay, so here are the headings: medications, regulatory requirements, requires off-label use, strength of evidence, advantages, disadvantages, and notes on dosage. If I will see here, it's buprenorphine, naloxone sublingual, tramadol oral, buprenorphine, naloxone, transdermal, and symptomatic medications. You should always read the hidden information like this. Your abbreviations is over the counter and randomized control trial, because the question may start with randomized control trial. You will keep searching here and you may not find the answer. So always read the hidden information as well. So yeah, I understood that if there is any question that is about the particular medication, I will come to text C, right? Let's move to text D. We are able to recognize the images easily compared to the text. So no need to go again through what you read. Okay, so we'll just keep moving because we just have to finish this task in 15 minutes. At the end of 15 minutes, reading part A will be taken back from you and you will be given part B and C together to complete in 45 minutes. So for part A, we don't have much time. We just have to keep moving. Let's read the heading again. Preparation for tapering. As soon as a valid indication for tapering of opioid analgesic is established. Okay, so once we get the valid indication, then the further information will be what should be done. Once I get the valid indication, what should be done will be the further information. Here again, there are certain bullet points and I just want to know the topic of the bullet point. Okay, and here it is. This agreement could include. So these all bullet points are the agreements. Okay, so now moving to the last paragraph, before starting tapering. So this might be some precautions or things to be considered before starting tapering. So we should always think about the heading or the topic of each paragraph. If your paragraph is too long, then you can also read the last sentence of the paragraph. That will be the summary of the paragraph or conclusion of the information. Okay. So this is how you can skim. You can ideally spend half a minute per text. That means out of 15, you are going to spend 2 minutes just for the skimming. Okay, and if you have skim appropriately, you will be using your remaining 13 minutes very effectively. Okay, so let us see how. This is managing opioid dependence. Okay, that is the main heading. 1 to 7 question. Let us see the instructions. For each of the questions 1 to 7, decide which text A, B, C, or D the information comes from. So these are the information 1 to 7. This information comes from which text that you have to write. So your answer will be A, B, C, or D. Whether the information comes from A, from B, from C, or D. Okay, that is the question. The instruction says you may use any letter more than once. So you can use A, B, C, or D more than once. Obviously, you are going to use them. Okay, so what GPs should say to patients requesting codeine? Can you guess the answer where we saw or read our keywords like GPs, okay, requesting codeine? So this kind of information, where did I saw? Can you think? Yes, write in the comment box then if your answer goes right. Let's check. We read this in text B, right? It is here. GP we read only in text B. Okay, right? GP is to explain. GP, GP. Okay, so wherever you find the information, your keywords, that text you can write. So your answer will be only B. Okay, make sure you are not going to answer the question that they have asked. Okay, you are not going to give answer that what the GP should say to the patients. Okay, you are just going to write B as an answer. Okay, now let's see basic indications of opioid problem. So here they are using synonymous language. Okay, you will not be literally able to find the text that is given into the text. Okay, you will have the paraphrased information, synonymous words. Here they have written the basic indications of opioid problem. So opioid problem itself is opioid dependence, and basic indications we read in text A about the key features, okay, or criteria, that is basic indications. If I want to confirm the patient has opioid dependence or opioid problem, then I have to confirm with the features, right? So that features we saw here. Okay, 3 or more of the following features or criteria. So these are indications, and that is why our answer will be A. Okay, so this is how you should find the answer. So if you have scheme appropriately, 1 to 7 questions you will be able to answer even without confirming by the text. Okay, so you should give the answers as many as you can. Okay, you give the answers for which you are confident. Okay, that this is for question number 1, definitely the answer is B. For question number 2, definitely the answer is A. Okay, for question number 3, definitely the answer is C. So if you are sure, you give answers. But if you are unsure for the questions, okay, like you are unsure about 2 questions out of 7, then you don't try to search it. Just keep moving. Okay, don't waste your time. You should keep moving for the next questions, because once you will finish all 20 questions, you will be more familiar with other parts of the texts, okay, other areas of the text. And at last, it will be so easy for you to give the remaining answers. So don't waste your time initially just to go back and confirm your answers. Even out of 1 to 20 questions, if there is any answer question that is taking more time than the other questions, you should leave the question at the moment. Okay, some of the questions are purposefully fitted, especially it can be anywhere between 8 to 14 or anywhere in the text. Okay, that is purposefully fitted in a way that will make you to waste your time. Okay, and it will be at the middle portion of your reading part A, because you may think that you still have time and you will try to search the answer. You are wasting your time not getting the answers. Okay, so you can just skip it at the moment. At last, if you have time, you come back and approach the question. Okay, so if you feel that the question is taking long time, you should leave it at the moment. Let us see how to approach this 8 to 14 questions. Let us read the instructions. Answer each of the questions 8 to 14 with a word or a short phrase from one of the texts. Okay, so you have to give your answer in a word or a short phrase. Okay, each answer may include words, numbers, or both. You can use anything. You are not going to modify your answers in reading. You just have to pick up as it is given in the text and write down. Okay, make sure you are not making any spelling mistake while writing into the at the writing place, at the answer place. Okay, if you are making spelling error, your score will be deducted for that for sure. Okay, yes, your answer should be correctly spelled, as I said. What will reduced doses of opioids lead to a reduction of? This is our question. So first of all, identify the keyword. Okay, my keywords are reduced doses, okay, and reduction of. So if I'm reducing the dose of opioid, it leads to a reduction of what else? Okay, that is my question. So first of all, I will think about the text. Okay, what do you mean by reducing doses? Is it about taper off? Yes. So where should I look? I should go with text D. Okay. Now in text D, I should not search here and there because I already have underlined information. Okay. So I will think that a reduced doses, reduction of, this is surely in text D. So where should I look for? Whether it will be invalid indication, whether it will be into the points of this agreements, or it can be into the last information where they says that before starting tapering. Okay, you just have to guess, okay, whether I should search answer here, here, or here. So I feel that my answer must be into the last paragraph. So what I will do, I will read the whole paragraph to try to get my correct answer. Let us see. Before starting tapering, it needs to be clearly emphasized to the patient that reducing the dose of opioid analgesia will not necessarily equate to increased pain, and that it will in effect lead to improved mood and functioning. Till now, whatever I read is about increased pain and improved mood. Okay, but my question is asking that if I reduce the dose of opioid dependence, it leads to a reduction of what? So I'm searching for the word decreased or reduction. Okay, declining, something like that I'm looking for. So here I have read about increased pain, improved mood and functioning, as well as a reduction in pain intensity. So if I reduce the dose of opioid, it will lead to a reduction in pain intensity. So my answer would be pain intensity. So I'm not at all going to modify any verb or anything from the text. I will just pick up this pain intensity and will write down as an answer with the correct spelling. Okay, so pain intensity will be my answer. I just want to tell you this the ways to get your answers. Okay, we are not going to solve this whole reading part A, but just remember how to approach this task. Okay, like for question number 8 to 14, you just have to underline the keywords of the question. Then based on your skimming, you think that the answer would be in which text. Okay, go through the text and just see your underlined words. Okay, your skimming. Okay, that your answer can be possibly in which paragraph. Then you read the whole paragraph, get the right sentence, and then your right answer. Okay, I assure you, if you are following this technique, you will be surely able to get your answers. But don't try to search here and there roughly, okay, without any conscious thought. Okay, let's see questions 15 to 20. Complete each of the sentences 15 to 20 with a word or a short phrase from one of the texts. Each answer may include words, numbers, or both. Okay, it is a plural form. It can be more than one word or numbers. Your answer should be correctly spelled. Okay. So here the keyword is the use of buprenorphine naloxone requires a dash before treatment. So here they're asking something directly about the medication. Okay, and we skimmed medications in text C. But my question is asking what? Okay, I will go through that this medication, buprenorphine naloxone, but where should I look in that raw? Okay, so here they have written requires a dash. Okay, it requires a dash. So it requires what? Okay, what is the requirements of buprenorphine that I need to check? So let us see. Text C. We will search in buprenorphine. Okay, here it is buprenorphine naloxone, you can see. And here the questions are regulatory requirements. Requires off-label use. So this is about the off-label use, and this is about the regulatory requirements. Buprenorphine naloxone requires a dash before treatment. So here you can simply find permit before treatment. Okay, so my answer would be permit. Are you getting? Yes, sure. So don't search here and there, oh, buprenorphine naloxone, where should I look for? Okay, you are trying to get, because you are also running out of time, and I know the time pressure of the exam very well. Okay, so don't search, don't hesitate. Okay, do it with patience and do it with full on concentration. Okay, so you are definitely going to get the answer. So once you get the right location to search, you are shortly going to get your answer. And that is why initial 2 minutes are very important. If you are doing skimming appropriately, I assure you, you will be surely able to get your answers. Okay, this is how you will have to approach all your 20 questions, and I hope these tips and strategies will be helpful to you to approach your reading part A. And believe me, this is the scoring part out of 3 parts of reading OET, and I assure you that you must try this technique, and let me know if you are able to improve your score based on this technique. If yes, you please write into the comment box so that it will motivate me to make more videos like for reading part B and C. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here on this platform. Subscribe to my channel if you want to know the notifications when I upload something new. Thank you so much. For now, I'm Kirti. Bye-bye.